Hello outdoor eaters and welcome back to the show. Today we are here on this beautiful field and we are looking for wild herbs, especially for Silene vulgaris. The plan for today is to collect as much of wild herb as possible and to put them inside of a generous pasta dish. So let's get started. And this is how Silene looks like. Right now it's still very young and small and the leaves are very soft. In Northeast Italy is a common ingredient and it can be found in many dishes. Small leaves can be used raw, it's very good in a salad, it can be sautéed with some garlic and it's often used to make risottos, soups and egg omelets. But I want to show you another way of using this precious ingredient. I want to make a brilliant new pasta sauce that is quite different from the traditional one. You see where my finger is? That's how much water you need to add. And then blend all of the ingredients very well, because we want to have a very smooth result here. The next step is to put a pot full of water on the fire. And those are some other edible wild herbs that we're going to be using for today's recipe. If you are interested in edible wild herbs, check out my video where I make a wild herb risotto and learn to recognize them and harvest them. The link of the video will be in the description. Back to the recipe, chop some wild herbs, put some creme fraiche in a bowl, add the chopped wild herbs, add some salt and combine the ingredients. And now my girlfriend is going to make some pasta. She's great at pasta making. And make sure to check out her Instagram, Miss Pasta Fresca. The traditional pasta dough recipe is very simple. 1 egg, 100 grams of flour and just a drizzle of olive oil. Combine the ingredients until you'll get a very smooth dough. When your dough is ready, wrap it up in some cling film and let it rest in your refrigerator for a few hours, better if overnight. And now we are about to show you the difference between store-bought eggs and organic eggs. This dough was prepared in advance for the video. Look at the color. The recipe is exactly the same. The only difference is that the eggs are much better quality. The next step is to get it through the pasta machine. Always start on the largest setting. Get it through slowly and carefully. And remember that pasta making is an art and it needs practice. And now fold the dough just like so. By doing it, you will give to the dough a very nice shape to work with. And put the dough once more through the largest setting. If the dough is too dry, it will break. And if it's too wet, it will stick to the machine. And now you can lower the setting. I suggest you to get the dough through each setting twice. By doing so, you won't break the pasta and you will have a smoother result. The pasta is ready when you can see through it the tips of your fingers. Now fold the pasta dough in half and remove the edges so that you will have a nice shape. As you can see, we got 2 identical sheets of pasta. And the next step is to stuff it with some other wild herbs and flowers. Then let's get some water on the pasta sheet for 2 reasons. The first one is so that the pasta won't dry so fastly, and the second reason is so that it will stick better to the flowers and to the other pasta sheet. Those flowers will make the pasta so beautiful and they will give it a different texture. Now let's get some water also on the other pasta sheet, especially on the edges, and then cover one sheet with the other. Be very careful in this process. It's very important to avoid air pockets. Press gently but firmly so that the pasta will stick. Then put the pasta machine on a medium setting and get the dough through it. Repeat the process until you will have a thin pasta sheet. Earlier we made the pasta very thin. In fact, we run it through the smallest setting. but this time stop one setting before you reach the last one. Now it's time to make some tagliatelle. So cut the sheet in half, sprinkle with some flour and roll it up. Be very gentle and do not press the pasta too much, otherwise it will stick. Use a very sharp knife and cut the tagliatelle. Cut it as wide as you like. Cut them wider if you would like to have some pappardelle, or thinner if you would like to have some tagliolini. That's totally up to you. Then give it the typical nest shape and your tagliatelle are done. They're so nice and they look like two roses. The water is finally boiling and we can now add the salt, and let's toss that pasta in. And now let's make the sauce. I have some spruce butter left over from a previous video. If you want to see how I did it, make sure to check out that video. The link is in the description down below. And now add the Silene water that we made earlier. The color is just incredible, look how green it is. Now we want those two ingredients to emulsify into a sauce. Let them boil for a few minutes and then add the pasta. The starch from the pasta will make a thick sauce. The pasta is in and now let's start with the tossing. This process is very important to get a nice emulsion, and by doing so you won't break the pasta. So remember, never stir your pasta but toss it. Look how the sauce sticks to the pasta, and this is how we know that we did a good job. Now let's add a spoon of crème fraîche and more herbs and flowers. It looks pretty, it's a big portion, but let's give it a try. The texture of the pasta is perfect, it's still a little bit al dente, exactly as it should be. Silene and spruce is an amazing combination, I've never seen it anywhere. The flavor is like an explosion, it's something that you will never expect to taste, but you have it in your mouth. And it's delicious. And the crème fraîche brings everything together and puts it on another level. Guys, this is it. Thank you very much for watching Outdoor Eaters. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe and follow. See you on my next adventure.